injured in an accident, you know it's no walk in the park. Car repairs, medical bills, and lost time from work all add up. And if the insurance company isn't paying their fair share, you have to cover the rest, even if it wasn't your fault. That's why you need an advocate. Call us today, and we'll do everything we can to get you moving again. Come on.
You deserve clear, risk-free advice to help get you back on your feet. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine. As always, we're presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. You guys are partnered with The Road Home to help underprivileged children get the things they need to succeed in school. And I know we raised just short of $1,000 on Friday, but we've got to continue to do what we can do to support these kids. It was great talking to the folks at The Advocates yesterday about their efforts. They are partnered with The Road Home. Do you guys know what The Road Home is? You probably don't. The Road Home is one of the foremost advocacy groups for homeless people in this country. Whether you know it or not, they're working in your community. And for the last 20 years, the Advocates and the Road Home have partnered on what they call the apple tree, which is, hey, you buy an apple, you can go into the Advocate's office and pull this apple off the tree. And it's symbolic. You make donations, that money goes directly to the Road Home, who gives it directly to kids to buy school supplies. So essentially, if you live at the Road Home, or if you are being supported by the Road Home as somebody that's homeless or struggling with that, they're going to give you school supplies, things like backpacks. And I'm not even talking about like trapper folders, which still my childhood, but I'm just talking about things like socks, underwear, clothing, backpacks, pencils, paper, the basic things you need to succeed. And the demand this year, in talking to the folks at the Advocates, the demand this year is so overwhelming for the Road Home and the Advocates. It is, I simply ask you, if you have it in your heart and you have it in your wallet, the difference that $20 makes to the Road Home and the Advocates for kids, I can tell you that the stories I've heard, it's wild. The emotion that these kids feel when they get a backpack for the first time in their life. We're talking about school-age kids who've never had a backpack before. Let that sink in, or who are getting socks so that they have socks and shoes to wear to school. I know I'm pulling at your heartstrings, but they need your help. There it is. Advocates donation on Venmo. We gave away an Xbox and a copy of College Football 25 on Friday. We're not doing that again today. Sorry to disappoint you. But hey, you know what? This week, maybe we'll give away some more College Football 25. Today is Amazon Prime Day.
Yes.
It maybe today, if you make a donation to the Advocates, a $20 minimum donation on Venmo, and just put Monty Show school kids, whatever it is, in the Venmo memo section. Send Jake a copy of that, a screenshot. Maybe we'll hook you up with an Amazon gift card.
Yeah, do the right thing.
Hook it up. It's the need is overwhelming in all of our community. You know where you are. Everywhere you are, that's what you're contributing to. So hook it up. The Road Home and the Advocates on Venmo. Advocates donations. The awkward guy, you guys played College Football 25 yet? I've seen it. I have not played it. I have not. Mad Cat, how the heck are you? Mr. Preston.
What's up, dude?
Neat. I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a power lift gate that doesn't have power or lift the gate.
It doesn't power or lift.
It's kind of annoying right now, and I need to get it fixed. So good morning to you. Welcome to the show. It is Amazon Prime Day, but I real quick before we get to the Jazz and Lauri Markkanen, we've got to talk about Gatorade.
Right.
Because I'm sitting here throwing up Gatorade in my mouth. I hate lemon lime. I don't know when this happened. I truly do not know when I became a communist.
Well, look, casually sipping lemon lime is probably not the best formula. When it's 100 out and you're sweating and you're trying to hit a golf shot, that's when you need lemon lime in your life.
Yeah, I will tell you that I only drink Gatorade Zero. So if you know, right? No sugar. And when it's 100 degrees out, I mean, you could be doing whatever you could be doing. Trust me when I say you need to hydrate. Last night, swung the golf club probably 100 times, something like that, out in the backyard. So I was a little dehydrated when I woke up this morning. I happen to always stock Gatorade. It will never be lemon lime again. I think it is the most dreadful flavor. And I think it's different when you're just sitting around drinking Gatorade, which I almost never do. But on the golf course, I'm sure lemon lime's great.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to like the white cherry one or the berry. And all I drink is Gatorade Zero. So berry or that glacier cherry, I think it's called.
Right.
Those are my two flavors. I don't love fruit punch. I don't love lemon lime. And I only sort of like orange. That's it. That's where I'm at on it. So judge me if you must. What's the best flavor of Gatorade?
I'm going with, I don't even know the flavor. I can look it up. The lighter blue Gatorade Zero, not the darker blue. Let me look up what flavor that is.
Mike Smith, some of the Gatorade Zeros are just not very good. You have to be really selective. You have to be really...
Glacier Freeze.
Yeah, Glacier Freeze is good. I know exactly when you're talking about. Glacier Cherry's good. Berry, the pink one, not the fruit punch. The pink one.
Yeah.
Is actually really good. Jeremiah Champion, hello to you. Dakota Tubbs, got to get the game out to the people.
Yeah, so is college football 25 one of these things that's going to be a sensation for everyone, like culturally speaking? Is this like, is this like one of those things in our communities where everybody's playing it? Is that what this is?
I'm not a video game guy anymore. I'm not. I know I'm old as fuck. I get it. I am, but I'm not a video game guy anymore. I used to be a Call of Duty Mountain Dew until 2 a.m. guy.
Costco pizza.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm not that dude. I cannot. I think NHL 24 is the last video game I played.
That was your last hoorah.
I think that was my last ride. There's no doubt about it. Calford says lemon lime Gatorade tastes like Alka-Seltzer. Fruit punch Gatorade all day. On the course, when I'm playing, that's really the only time I drink a lot of Gatorade. Fruit punch I can do. I'm with Mike Smith. Some of the Gatorade Zero is not great. Not great. The awkward guy says blue cherry is pretty good. Here we go. Michael Pressler, cucumber lime. What the fuck are you? Mrs. Monty loves cucumber lime. OG Gary, grape Gatorade, but it's almost impossible to find in Zero.
Yeah, because everyone loves it.
It's almost never available at Maverick. Dakota Tubbs, all about the glacial freeze. Totally agree. Glacier freeze all day.
100%.
Okay, Daniel Dixon's going to choose violence.
See, okay.
There's always one guy who's like, hey, man, did you see Roy Marble in his prime when he played for Iowa?
Listen, my name's Daniel, and I drink Powerade Zero, no sugar, whatever they call it. And I have a Buc-ee's barbecue sandwich, and it's a really good lunch every single day.
Please consider voting for me. Daniel's an Iowa guy, so that's fine. Drink Budweiser. Calford, strawberry watermelon Gatorade. Never had it. My wife loves the hydration Gatorade. The electrolyte Gatorade. Nah, bro. That stuff is horse piss in a bottle. Like
piss in a bottle.
I cannot stand it. It is so it makes me gag. I almost throw it up. It's that whole thing where you're like, right? Like it's so bad.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
It is so bad. Our country is on fire, and at the moment, I only care about the NCAA. See, that's what I'm.
You know, you got Tubinsky in our members only chat. Doing Kansas versus Missouri, I believe it was, and obviously he played as Missouri. Maury Alvarez here with the donation.
Look at Maury Alvarez already in.
And note the memo.
Monty Show school kids hate two holes, and Monty Orange is my favorite. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Maury Alvarez. I like it. Maybe we do a $100 Amazon gift card today then.
It is Prime Day.
If Maury's in early, it is Amazon Prime Day. Okay. I'm here for it. And by the way, that $100 Amazon gift card will get you. You can download NCAA Football 25 right off of Amazon. I think it's $70. So all you have to do is send a donation, $20 minimum, Advocates donations on Venmo, Advocates donations, and we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card today if we get enough momentum rolling.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to, we're going to have, people are going to have to donate. I mean,
yeah.
Maury, I appreciate you, bro. But
thanks, Maury. We really appreciate you doing
that.
You,
man.
Boston Mapes. Everybody posting their college football scores 100-0 in the Instagram group yesterday.
Okay, so
amazing.
This is the guy that I was when I got into video games. I would always play the 100-0 game. I would always, like in the NHL games, all I wanted to do was wreck people on the ice and score goals. Is that such a crime?
I love the fact that Tom Holmoe at BYU was trolling. Like he's playing BYU Utah and he's trolling Mark Harlan.
Yeah.
I love that. That's in the day and times that we are seeing now, don't ever flip on the news. Watch Tom Holmoe play NCAA Football 25. Like that's what life should be about. Have fun with your friends, right? Like that's what life should be about. Support the kids, Advocates donations on Venmo.
In comments right up here, like 5 up that say Powerade over Gatorade is crazy is what life should be about. Because that is crazy.
Coop. True words have never been spoken, Coop.
There's no way Powerade's better than Gatorade.
And you have guys like Daniel Dixon coming in here, and I just think somebody needs to do a wellness check on Daniel Dixon talking about Powerade being better than Gatorade.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I mean, seriously, man, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. James, good morning, Monty Nation. Got my Bucked Up ready to go. Yesterday it Bucked Up.
Go.
Yesterday 50% off at Bucked Up.
Dude, their sales are second to none.
Their sales are amazing. Yes, grape all day. Lemon lime here, dude. This is lemon lime, and I can't finish it.
So for me to enjoy lemon lime, it's got to be ice cold. Number one, and number two, I got to be like working out or golfing or doing something. I can't just lemon lime is too off the wall to just be drinking it sitting around.
Okay. DVDV. Do you have VD or what? Prime content right out the Gatorade. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude.
Riptide Rush. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Calford, I'm with you, Monty. I retired video games. My Mario Kart days are done. I love Mario Kart. Sold my Nintendo Wii, though, at a garage sale. No longer have it. I do have
the Switch.
The Switch. I bought a Switch, and I was so boned over it. It was amazing. I've played it like 3 times.
Stay hard.
It's sitting upstairs on my entertainment center like, hey, bro, I'm over here.
I'll just be chilling over here.
I mean, Powerade over Gatorade is crazy. It is. Bucked Up Blood Raz.
Yeah.
Blood Raz is decent. Miami's better. If it's purple Gatorade, I'm all in. Big Blue Horses. Yes, sir. The hydration one tastes like Pedialyte.
Yeah, I can't do.
My wife loves it.
Of that is garbage.
She loves it. Stepanik, hello. Boston Mapes.
Garbage.
Everybody posting their college score, yes, was amazing yesterday. Gatorade is to iPhone as Powerade is to Android.
Completely agree.
Thank you. It's fine. So you're not going to try out the new NCAA game, Monty? Come on. Okay. I will. How about that? And I'll post Notre Dame beating the crap out of everybody. because Notre Dame's, I love the switch, Jeremiah says. It's a good device. I agree. Steve Stepanek, Gatorade has always been number one. Thank you. Harry Austin, Lemon Lime is GOAT. Powerade, just a cheaper wannabe knockoff. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I like it. Kind of thinking about trying to get a Super NES so I can play Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World.
Donkey Kong was a great game.
Mario Kart is amazing. Glenn says Blood Raztech. Exactly. Maury Alvarez, I will take the Switch off your hands. Many will. Main Event says top of the morning, fellas. Top of the morning. All right. So do you want a $100 Amazon gift card today? Make a donation to Advocates Donation. That money goes 100% to the Road Home, who is giving kids the school supplies they need. And I mean basic school supplies for kids that don't have a place to live. And again, the stories about how kids are getting emotional because they're getting backpacks for the first time in their life. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Let's do our part if you can. $20 on Venmo, Advocates Donations. Make sure you send it to Jake on Insta Snapface, SLC Jake on Instagram. Take a screenshot, and we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card today.
Via social media.
Yes, via social media. Let's get to work because we got a big update on the Lauri Markkanen trade yesterday. Now listen,
Marty.
Here on the show, we're humble. Hello?
Stay hard.
We're humble. And we know how to use our own equipment. So,
yay!
When we tell you, that usually we're ahead of the national media by a week or so. And then Shams posts a video yesterday updating the Lauri Markkanen trade. I mean, how could we not partake?
The Warriors and Jazz, they have continued conversations. It's just the Jazz are in a position right now, and they wouldn't be even thinking about moving Lauri Markkanen if this was a team that is trying, like Ryan knows, if you're trying to compete and win, that's a guy you compete and win with. This is a team that obviously is going down more of a rebuilding path, and if you're going to rebuild and you're trying to compete for not a playoff berth but probably the number 1 overall pick, you have to consider. I don't think they want to move Lauri Markkanen, but if the Golden State Warriors put in a Brandon Podziemski and, from what I'm told, 3 first-round picks, 3-4 unprotected pick swaps, 3-4 second-round picks.
Is that a name?
Kuminga's a name, but I think the Jazz, from everything I've been told, the Jazz are more focused on Brandon Podziemski and his inclusion in the deal, all the picks being in the deal. And I think from the Warriors' perspective, it's Podziemski, but then there's not all the picks. And if it's all the picks, then there's not going to be a Podziemski. And so this could be a back and forth, but both sides are kind of entrenched right now at where they're at, saying nothing is going to change. So only time will tell, but I think the Jazz are very comfortable with extending Lauri Markkanen, and at that point, you'll see more suitors potentially as well in him, not just teams that feel like, okay, we'll be able to re-sign it.
There you go. That is Shams on Sirius XM, and the only thing I disagree with there is that if the Jazz extend him, I'd remind you they can't trade him this season. He is due for an extension August 6th. Is the first day he can sign that extension. And if they do sign him to that extension, they cannot trade him for 6 months, which would be February 6th, which is the exact NBA trade deadline.
Right.
So August 6th is looming. That's why there's not a sense of urgency to get this done. But I agree with him 100%. I think Podziemski and I think all those picks is not going to happen. I think Golden State will not trade Jonathan Kuminga. I think that Golden State is the one that would rather trade, Pod instead of Kuminga, because I think they view Podziemski as a guy that they can replicate him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that they believe they can replicate Jonathan Kuminga in Golden State. I think they really like him. I've been told that repeatedly. I think the Jazz asked for Kuminga and the Warriors said no. And my belief is the Jazz are going to trade Lauri Markkanen. It's a matter of Will it be to the Warriors this season, or will it be next summer? Because you watched that Summer League action last night, and I use the word action lightly. The Jazz don't have a future star on this roster. And we can debate that all day long if you guys want. But what I'm telling you is, I think it's 70%. I'll move from 65 to 70% now. I think the Jazz trade Lauri Markkanen. I don't think it's something that they're pressing to do. I don't even think it's something they want to do. I think they know from a basketball business perspective they have to trade Lauri Markkanen before they extend him. Because I would also remind you what Shams wrote at The Athletic yesterday. And I think it's really important that people understand this, that Lauri Markkanen's got a pretty interesting contract situation, because you start to understand that he needs to get his contract renegotiated for this coming season. And what have we been telling you? It's going to be $33 to $35 million for this coming season. Why is that number significant? Because when you look at his current situation, at the end of the year, he's due for an extension. To get that larger extension, he has to be making $33 to $35 million this season.
Well, and I think it's like what you said. I mean, obviously, if you're going to trade Lauri, it's got to be to a team that's willing to extend him, and a team that he's willing to play for on the extension. And I think that can get discounted a little bit. Obviously, you're not going to, as an organization trying to work with the Jazz on a Markkanen deal, you're not going to be excited to do that if you know that Markkanen's not looking to play for you long term. So that's why I think initially the Warriors were a great fit, because they're sitting here having just lost Klay Thompson to the Mavericks, and they have a clear need. And Markkanen fits a lot of their needs. And I have to say, I would have no problem seeing the Warriors bounce right back with Markkanen in your starting five versus Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson just wasn't the same guy. And even if he has some renaissance with the Mavericks, and even if, he's an all-star and he finds his form again, I still think Markkanen is a great fit with the Warriors.
Yeah, and you look here at what Shams wrote. And that bottom paragraph really is the most pressing, because this is exactly what we've told you. And Shams wrote this yesterday, by the way, at The Athletic. A renegotiation and extension allows him to receive more money now. For him to reach his maximum salary in 2025-26, the Jazz would need to raise his 24-25 salary to at least $33,138,000. Which requires at least $15.9 million in cap space for the current season. So if you are the Golden State Warriors, do you have that kind of cap space? You don't. And if you make a Markkanen trade, I again will tell you, these numbers mean Andrew Wiggins has to be moved as well, because they simply do not have the cap space to make this deal and stay out of the upper aprons of luxury tax.
Right.
They just don't. You're adding a guy in Lauri Markkanen that you are going to pay, probably, my guess is $34 million this coming season. And so many people are saying, well, Monty, you're wrong. He's making $18 million. That's all well and good. He's going to be paid $34 million this coming season. It's as simple as that, or you're going to lose him.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this right. You're not going to renegotiate and extend him. You're going to give up Podziemski, and you're going to give up a haul of future picks for a 1-year rental. How does that work with Steph's timeline in Golden State?
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all. And you're not going to give up one of your better young players that you've had in recent times in Podziemski to have a 6-month rental, 8-month rental. You're not doing that. You have to renegotiate and extend him. It's as simple as that.
Well, and I think that Danny Ainge and the front office are, playing this dangerous game with Markkanen, where, Markkanen. So if you don't trade him and you're not necessarily looking to extend him, you're risking him being able to walk away and you haven't gotten nothing for him. Now, I don't think they'll allow that to happen. Obviously, I think that they're not going to put themselves in a bad position. But I would be really surprised if you kept him and then tried to work out the extension. And I only say that because right now the Jazz are not in spending mode. Right now, you look at everything around that organization, whether it's the building renovation, the hockey team, other stuff with Ryan, or if you just look at the Jazz roster in totality, you're looking at a roster that is extremely budget friendly. Obviously, multiple rookie deals working on that cap right now. Like, you've got a lot of cheaper money happening on that team right now, and that's fine. But my point is that you're not going to have Lauri Markkanen making $34-35 million a year on a potential extension, and then everybody else. I mean, that to me is, for the Jazz, what doesn't make good business sense. Hey, we're going to have all these young guys on our roster, and then we're going to have Markkanen and JC, and they're going to make the lion's share of the money, I guess, and then everyone else is going to be on rookie deals. That's the roster you're trying to put together. I don't see that either. So that's why I say I agree. I don't know that they necessarily love the idea of trading Lauri, but I think you kind of have to trade him. I think it's the right deal to do. You're not in win now mode, and this guy clearly is. This guy is someone who could go to the Warriors or whoever and instantly take them back into the championship conversation. So that's why I say I do agree that, logically speaking, it would make sense to do this deal. Now, it's not going to appease fans. It's not going to make you feel great about your on-court product, but it does make sense financially, and it does make sense with where the organization is at with their with Ryan's willingness to spend money. And by the way, it does make sense for your timeline for when you're allegedly going to start doing anything known as winning for this team. Like, the timeline works, so that's why I think the trade probably gets done.
Yeah, I think it is going to be one of those things where the Jazz know, I think, from what I've been told anyway, the Jazz know they have to do this deal. You're in a position now where it's interesting talking to people in the know about the Jazz. There is a overwhelming rationale going on now, realization, rationalization. This question of, do they have a future star, a franchise caliber player on the roster with the Utah Jazz? Do they currently have that?
No.
I don't believe they do.
You can't confidently say that.
I don't believe they do.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where you're in a situation that you've missed now on a lot of picks. You've missed now on a lot of picks. And if you are not concerned about what you are seeing from Taylor Hendricks in Las Vegas, it is really concerning.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy is still not shown that he has the ability and the fire to be in a starting five in the NBA, let alone the Jazz starting five. And I think that's my biggest problem, is that the guy, and I'm not even saying this is the Jazz fault per se. Now, I disagree with what they did with him last year. I would have had him
100%.
Up in the NBA the entire year, playing 15 minutes a night, and putting him in different matchups and really, stretching his game. Okay, how far can we take it with Taylor Hendricks? Can he hang with a 3, or is he strictly a 4 who can, guard a certain type of 5? Like, I would have been, experimenting and running him out there and seeing what it is, because ultimately you won too many games last year. And that's why Cody Williams is on your roster and not Dalton Connect or someone else, right? Like, and ultimately it's a situation where the Jazz seemingly don't take seriously enough, or don't prioritize it enough to go out and lose enough games. And I'm sorry, but that's where they're at right now. Like, you can't both. So you can't on one hand say, yeah, we're doing everything we can do to win, but then when it's your turn to lose as many games as possible to win in the future, you don't do that either. And that's what I feel like the problem right now is. You're not executing.
Well, because I also think that the organization wasn't on the same page last year. I think you're looking at a Jazz front office that is split on some levels, throughout last season. And when I say split, Ryan Smith in the front office, I don't think had a similar vision. Ryan Smith is putting money back in his pocket because of all the expenses he has coming with infrastructure. And I think it is very clear this is not the story we were told. Sure, things changed. He gained access to an NHL team. Totally understand it. But please don't tell me that you're going to keep Lauri Markkanen because you believe you can build around him. You and I both know that is a pile of dung.
Yeah.
You're not doing that. And so all of that to say, when I look at this Jazz roster, Kuminga, in my opinion, is worth the risk. Is Podziemski a guy that you're like, hey, this is a guy we can build around? I don't know that we've seen that yet. What is he like as a 35-minute-a-night guy?
Well, I think that the question around what his top end is from a stats perspective, it remains to be seen. But I think what you know about this guy is who he's been around. And you watch him on the select team for Team USA as an example in their scrimmages. If you've watched him in the regular season, you know that this is someone who clearly has taken a ton of stuff from Steph. The game is similar, the way he moves on the floor. Obviously, he's not the shooter Steph is. I'm not saying that, but just like the way he can get a guy on his hip at the mid-range and then dish to the corner, or there are flashes.
That little
of
drive into the paint with a guy on your backside.
Yeah.
And you either get fouled or you kick it for an open look. I agree. He has obviously been impacted and influenced by Steph.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ceiling on Pod is. It'll be interesting to find that out.
Well, maybe his ceiling is dependent on the roster you've got around him. I mean, if you've got, again, if Pod is on, the Jazz, let's say, yeah, you're probably not going to get the same number of assists and production as he, would give you on a better team. But I think that brings us back to what the Jazz have on this roster right now. I mean, this Cody Williams situation is, again, I know it's early in dude's career, right? I mean, obviously he's a rookie, just got drafted, first summer league. I get all that. I totally understand that. And I'm not even saying he can't turn this jumper situation around, but the jumper is a problem, man. Like, it's not just that he can't shoot the three. He's not a reliable shooter in any area on the floor. Like, currently he's a transition athlete, get to the rack guy. And if you're going to have a guy like Pod on your team, you got to figure out how to have shooters around him.
Well, and I think, yeah, Podziemski's a guy that I don't know if that's enough to get it done. I don't have a clear understanding of what his projection is. And the Jazz have not so far been good at projecting guys forward, having a vision and then developing that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Pods is a guy that I would love to see them have, but I'm with you. I also wonder, does Pods cost you Keontae George? Because I'm all in on Key. I'm all in on the guy.
But we know where they are on him, too.
They don't consider him a number one.
Yeah.
And that's fine, I guess. I am terrified about Cody Williams. The guy can't shoot the three. And everybody on Twitter the other night, I appreciate you, talking about how I don't know shit from Shinola about Cody Williams. Well, what did you see last night? The threes he missed were not attractive. What are the highlights we're seeing of him? Dunking the basketball, getting out in transition, getting to the rim. That's who the guy is.
Hey, if that's 25 a night in the summer league and 15 a night in the regular season,
you are who you are.
Knock yourself out, dude. But I'm just simply saying that when you look at the roster build, you can only have so many of those guys on your team before you start to suffer the consequences of scoring 80 points a night. Because make no mistake about it, in the regular season, Cody Williams is not getting to the rack with the same efficiency that he is in summer league. And
100%.
That people forget that. People forget that, hey, this is still summer league. So against an NBA veteran guy who's been in the league 5 years and is way stronger than Cody Williams and can see the first step coming a mile away, he's going to be all over him. And that's probably going to be a turnover or a lost possession, meaning it's just going to be, hey, there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, move it to somebody and do what you can.
Well, and I also wonder if you are the Warriors, what's the end game here? Keep the goal in mind. restock, give Steph a solid number 2, which I don't think you currently have, because Kuminga or Pods, neither one of them has shown that they can be, hey, this is my running mate.
Yeah.
You need another star on that roster. Obviously, Draymond's a role player at this point in his career. I think we saw that during the finals 2 years ago in Boston. I think the goal and the vision has to be clear for the Warriors. You're trading for Lauri Markkanen to extend the championship window for Steph.
And I do think Markkanen is good enough to be a number 2.
He does that.
Yeah.
If you can put a lineup out there, and I don't need, listen, if you're the Jazz, do you really need Gary Payton? You don't. Do you really need Kevon Looney? You don't. You don't. I don't think you need that. Be focused on picks and a young player. That's it. And if it's Moody and Pods, or if it's, I still maintain, if it's Kuminga, Moody, and 3 first-round picks, do the deal right now today. That's highway robbery. Put on a mask and a gun, and you do that deal today, because that's a no-brainer. Now, Pods and Moody and 3 first-round picks is, again, this is where I don't know what too much is. I do know the Jazz have always held their bars really high in trade. They're always going to ask for your mom and your sister. Like they're getting both.
Yeah.
And if it's Pods and Moody and 3 first-round picks, I'm probably doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love that deal, but if you're the Jazz, I mean, what, where else are you going to go?
But what are you truly?
I agree with you. They don't need guys like Gary Payton Jr. and Kevon Looney, and you don't need like established veterans in this league. What you need is, and again, maybe this, shepherds us into the Will Hardy portion of the conversation, but you need guys who can be molded and developed. And we are not the only ones who have questions about Will Hardy. I mean, there have been a lot of folks talking about like, hey, what's up with this Walker Kessler situation? And my biggest thing, having watched this team before and now during the Will Hardy era, is under Quinn Snyder, you could see adjustments being made and dudes like trying to do what Quinn is saying, hey, like, this is your role in the offense. Like, Rudy, I need you to set a more quality screen to give Don a little more airspace.
They didn't always buy in.
Yeah, but at least they were doing something.
There was a vision.
Yeah, like you could see it. I don't even see a vision. I don't even see like, a path forward, a plan. Like, what do we do? Like, if I ask the Jazz this right now for this coming season, what even is the goal? What is the goal? Like, put the Lauri thing aside. What's the goal for the organization this season? Because you can't tell me the answer should be winning more ball games. Not when Cooper Flagg is sitting there and you damn well know that you should try and go and get him. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think it is. It's very difficult. They've got to trade Andrew Wiggins, because I'm pretty sure the Warriors are hard capped. So I think you're in a tough spot. And I look at the guys on this roster, and I think you are in a position where I don't know that there's a lot of value here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I like Buddy Hield. I think that was a good pickup, but Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, DeAnthony Melton, those are not Lauri Markkanen type deals. So there you have it. One other thing I think is really important. It's amazing to see the fall of Zach LaVine and his absolute zero trade value. He's just a guy that they have tried in earnest now for 2 weeks to trade, and they have not gotten I was told yesterday that Chicago Bulls don't have a tangible offer for Zach LaVine.
Right.
Not one single tangible offer came in on Zach LaVine. And yes, the money is prohibitive. But are you telling me there's not a team out there?
It's not just the money, dude. There's money for days in the league. Let's be real, right? Like, there's guys are making more money than they've ever made. money's going to change hands. Like, this is not about the bank account. This is not about his number. This is about, hey, can your knee last even 30 games a year? And that's not an exaggeration. Dude misses more time than really anybody in the modern day that I can think of. And again, he's not Ben Simmons level injury, right? I mean, at least he plays games.
Ben Simmons, again, is in the best shape of his career, and he's ready for a big year.
Whatever, dude. 10 games in, his back's going to hurt again. I'll believe it when I freaking see it.
Yeah. All right, real quick. Brandon Butler, a member for 18 months.
Yeah, sorry. You got some donations happening.
Hard to have a vision when you don't have a direction. Hard to cook when you don't have what you're making. I don't disagree with that at all. James, stadium guy who loves Buc-ee's. Ooh, more donations coming in. I took my credit card off, put it back on, and my Venmo worked. P.S. I need more books. Working on a new project I'm reading right now and listening.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it is encouraging that you can read. I'm proud of you for that.
That is his.
This one right here.
Yes.
For the kids, P.S. My video about new Texas Longhorn IPF and Texas Tech football ops building have been posted. Okay.
What, no barbecue sandwich?
No Buc-ee's shout out. $100 Amazon or $100 donation.
This is Calford.
Way to go, Calford. I appreciate that. Did we get some? Did you comment? I guess it doesn't matter if he commented, does it? I don't think it matters. Now we're cooking with gas, though. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. What?
Our San Diego contingent's coming through right now.
Really?
Yes.
All right, let's go. There you go. I appreciate that, Calford. $100 donation. Let's go. That's great. And you guys, again, if you're just tuning in, Advocates donations on Venmo. We're going to give away a $100 Amazon gift card. To get in, your minimum is $20. And if we can, I mean, I don't know. Let's get crazy. If we can.
Let's see how far you take it, man. I mean, the more donations we can get, the more we're able to, the more we'll give back to you guys.
Yeah, certainly. I'm always happy to do that.
We've had some big donations come in here. The last two have been over $50.
Okay, so here's $100 from Calford.
Yes.
And then
this is our boy Glenn in San Diego.
San Diego State Glenn with a $50 donation.
Specifically asked me to put the snapshot of homegirl from San Diego State in there.
Della Torre.
Yes, Della Torre, yes. And he's got the memo
on
there.
behalf of Aztec Nation, playing the pro rata long game and providing program chuckles since 2023. I love it. I absolutely love it. Glenn, welcome to the contest.
Well done.
That's what this is about.
Really well done.
And Adela Della Torre, the queen of San Diego State University, who talked about the pro rata they deserve. You're never getting over that. You're never getting over that. Find your Venmo right here. Minimum $20 donation. Today is Amazon Prime Day. I'll let you choose. Do you want a $100 Amazon gift card? Do you want a copy of NCAA Football 25? It's up to you, man. We are here for you. Is there something that you've been eyeing for Amazon Prime Day? Because as soon as the show is over, Jake is going to email you a $100 Amazon gift card that you can immediately turn around and spend on Prime Day.
Yes.
See, the synergy on the showroom.
So keep working. Keep working.
The synergy on the showroom is absolutely working. Maury Alvarez, first one in, that always gets you value. Like, you're looking at these guys, and
yes,
finally, our guy James figured out how to use Venmo. I'm proud of you,
dude. Really well done. You've grown up in life. Really proud of you, dude.
But when you have $100 donation, who'd you say?
Calford.
Calford makes $100 donation.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's probably in the lead.
By the way, is Brandon Butler here? Brandon Butler here. We took care of our dude last week.
Brandon Butler won an Xbox Series X and a copy of NCAA Football 25. Pretty easy. We're going to email you links and you just download them. And Amazon's amazing the way they work. Now, they're not as amazing as Adela Della Torre there.
Mm-hmm.
But who is?
Right.
Advocates donations.
Do it.
Advocates donations. An hour from now, we will announce the winner of the $100 Amazon gift card, because we certainly have acquired enough donations
to do that.
Now. So $20 minimum. And what we're doing is we're raising money with the Advocates for the Road Home, which is one of the foremost homeless advocacy groups in the country. For the last 20 years, the Advocates and the Road Home have partnered together to help kids feel normal at school. And I know that seems dramatic, but I will ask you to indulge me on this storyline. You're homeless as a kid. You don't know where you're sleeping. Maybe you're sleeping in a van. Maybe you're sleeping at one of the Road Home facilities. The last thing you're thinking about is, what am I going to write on at school today? Until you get to school and you don't have a pen or a pencil and people are bullying you over the fact that you don't have socks on, or that you're wearing clothes that don't look good and you probably do not smell great. So what we're doing is, every dime that we're talking about here is going directly to the Road Home, who is providing kids with the basic necessities that they need to go to school and succeed academically, whether that be clothing, school supplies. I was talking to the Advocates yesterday about how emotional kids got because they were given the first backpack they've ever had. Let that light bulb go off in your head. They were emotional, in tears, over the fact that they now have a backpack. That's wild to me. Because think about what a backpack represents. It's your own space. And when you're homeless and you don't have your own bedroom or your own square in the living room, think about what that represents to you, as having your own backpack. That's what we're working on today.
Yeah.
So if it's in your heart and in your pocketbook, hook it up. Advocates donations on Venmo. Send a screenshot of your Venmo to Jake on Instagram, SLC Jake. SLC Jake. One of you will win a $100 Amazon gift card today to celebrate Prime Day. All right. That awkward guy, I don't trust Shams since he got on his pretty boy era. There's this narrative that people don't trust Shams.
Well, I mean,
Now, is he on Woj's level? I don't think he is.
And I think that kind of got put to bed. I think that
I would agree with that.
Probably we're getting into territory where I think it might be a little disrespectful to Woj to be comparing Shams to Woj. I think that's they're just not in the same ilk. And I think that the problem really started, in my opinion, when Shams started working with Pat Moore and just kind of got into that culture a little bit. Because if you remember the early days of Shams, Pat McAfee, the early days of Shams, he was all over it, man. I mean, he was actually competitive with Woj several years ago, but it really hasn't felt that way for quite some time.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. And I trust Shams. If Shams says it, it's probably true. Everybody gets a story wrong. Everybody does. Coop, I'm really hoping the Warriors get him. Maury Alvarez, if I were JC, I would be hot when Lauri Markkanen gets traded to a contender and he didn't.
Yeah, right?
Ryan Smith did whatever he did with Jordan Clark while he paid him. And
there had to be, and again, if you take this with a grain of salt, but there had to be more than just the money. Jordan Clarkson has made money in his career. It's not like this dude is hurting for money, bro. It had to be more than just, well, we'll pay you. No, dude. He specifically had an agreement with them to get to a contender, and it didn't happen for whatever Ryan promised.
And there was the opt-in, opt-out.
Yeah. It was clearly a muddy situation.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Do you think Clarkson gets traded also? I don't know. I thought so. I thought that would have happened already. He told the Jazz that he was open to a trade. They had offers for him that didn't get moved. Then he told them, hey, I'm going to opt out. They got together with him. Ryan Smith, I am told, intervened in that situation. And they did the renegotiate, extend deal with him. And we have not heard hide nor hair from Jordan Clarkson since.
Yeah.
Invisible on a really mediocre team. It is what it is, right? So if they are still in rebuild mode, when do they get a big name, or do they just hope they can build a championship team from the draft? I think when you look at the Jazz are not in rebuild mode. The Jazz are in we never built anything because we don't spend money mode. The owner of the Jazz, Ryan Smith, does not spend money.
Yeah.
And I know that Jazz fans get passionately pissed off about this, but I'm just asking. Show me a time where he has spent significant money on a contract.
There's only one, and it wasn't even really his.
And a lot of people say, well, Monty, he extended Rudy Gobert. The Rudy Gobert deal was done by Dennis Lindsay and the Miller family. It was not done by Ryan Smith. It was essentially his first act as the owner of the Jazz was to sign the contract that Rudy had negotiated with the prior regime. But when has he spent significant money? When has he gone out and signed a huge free agent? When has he gone out and traded for a superstar? He has not done that. He has not done that.
Yeah.
And Clarkson really is the only guy that's gotten a significant extension. And how has that worked out for them? Not well. They have not spent money.
I'm talk about a trade market getting light for Buddy.
Yeah. You know, I look at the way that the Jazz and this past draft is a very interesting example. Because you look at where the Jazz were and you look at the way that this draft went down, right? And you start to ask yourself, okay, well, what is this team? They took Cody Williams at 10. And I when that pick came down, I was a little surprised because I look at some of the guys. Dalton Knecht went 17th. 7 picks later. And he looks like a legitimate prospect.
Right.
Cody Williams can't shoot.
Right.
Right. I look at some of the other guys and I start to ask myself, what were you looking at? And what is it about Cody Williams that you said, yeah, this is exactly the guy we need? Because I don't get it. And I think if you look at some of these other dudes that went, and I agree this was not a great draft. I 100% I'm with you on that. But I actually really like the Isaiah Collier pick. I think I see some upside in Isaiah Collier.
Absolutely.
Right. So I look at that, but I'm just curious why Kyle Filipowski, who has not looked great. Now, I don't need Kyle Filipowski to score 30 points. And it was very nice last night that he started kind of filling up other places on the stat sheet. I need that guy to be 8 to 10 rebounds a night. And I need him to shoot with a level of effectiveness. I think Kyle Filipowski needs a couple of weeks to just disappear because he looks a little overwhelmed at times.
Yeah.
But there are guys, and I don't know, I could be completely wrong. But there are guys, AJ Johnson from Australia. I'm curious what he turns into. I'm very curious about Jacoby Walter from Baylor. What does he turn into? You know, I just look at some of these dudes, and why Cody Williams? Why Cody Williams right there?
Again, took him at 10. Who's
At
sitting
10.
at 17?
At 10. At 10. And I'm not saying that you had, you know, that you had Alex Sarr available. You didn't. And I totally understand that. But this kid doesn't project, in my opinion, to be a top 5 guy on your roster. Does Cody Williams, from what you've seen, does Taylor Hendricks, from what you've seen, because those were 2 big guys, wing players that need to knock the 3 down, that need to be athletic and need to rebound and need to run the floor. And they can't do one or the other. It's got to be both. Cody Williams, dude, people get boners.
Stay hard.
Over, oh man, did you see him dunk? Dude, everybody in the NBA can dunk.
Yeah. I mean, look, the
Who cares?
explosiveness is nice, but I mean that you have to have You got to have more than that in today's game to really make it, especially as a starter. And I think the thing for me is that at 10 you had a lot available behind. There was a lot of guys taken after 10 that were more complete players than Cody was. And my bigger overarching point on the draft is simply that, again, I don't know what the direction of the club is. So
All right, there you
I
go.
have never believed in the NFL. It's different because I do believe best available in the NFL is a perfectly fine strategy for most teams. Hey, we're going to take the highest impact player. Let's get our edge rusher, whatever. Okay, fine. Go. Best available. Cool. But in the league, the draft has so much more implication because it's only 5 guys on the floor at a time for you. So each guy's got to pull their weight. So when you're picking at 10 and you don't really have great shooting on this club, you don't really have a dog on this club outside of Lauri, and guys like Dalton Connect are available, I have a real hard time picking Cody Williams over Dalton because Dalton's shown you he's played big-time, meaningful basketball. Not that Cody hasn't, but he's played big-time, meaningful basketball, and he was one of his team's best players, and you can see how the game translates to the league. And the other point I would make about the draft, since we're talking about it, is I'm tired of hearing that you've got a million freaking picks at your disposal. I'm tired of hearing about, we've got picks for days. We got picks out the wazoo. Okay, cool. Then use those picks to go out and get Cooper Flagg and be about your business. Because if you can go out and get Cooper Flagg, I will understand everything you've done to this point. But I'm telling you, they need to lose a lot of games this year.
Win 10 games. Win
Be
5
in the
games.
damn lottery.
Go 0-82.
And then use your 50 picks to leverage whoever gets the first pick. Because even if you're in the lottery, you're probably not getting the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Use those to leverage someone out of the first pick. Like, that's what you have to do. I would be fine with that, man. Go and do that.
Yep, I agree. Calford says, it got calimony to spend. There you go.
There you go. Endowments.
Eric and Raleigh, what's the Lauri update? You're hearing it. Jeremiah Champion. If you like alternate history fiction, oh boy. Southern Victory series. I've heard so much about this. Let me finish. By Harry Turtledove is really intriguing. Basically, he created a world where the South won the Civil War. So many people have been like, hey, it's got to be 5-6 people over the last couple of weeks. And I don't know why, if it's getting a push or, well, I do know why, but yeah. Han Solo Dolo. I have a feeling this deal isn't going to go down with the Jazz and the Warriors. I think it's 70% it will.
If it doesn't go down, then the conversation is going to immediately shift to, hey, where's the extension? What are we doing? Because I swear, if we get to the deadline and he's still here, not extended, and you can't move him or you don't move him, I will never understand that out of the Jazz.
Yep, couple more. That awkward guy, Lauri, is going to end up on the Spurs. Let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, and the other thing about I don't know that the Spurs have the talent that the Warriors have, but neither one of those teams is making a deal 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is there's no time crunch right now. There's not a, hey, well, you've got till the end of today or we're done. That doesn't happen until August 5th. So there's not a real, oh my God, we got to get this deal done. That doesn't exist right now. So I would caution you to be patient.
Yeah, we know how people are. We got to wait till the last second.
Yeah, no doubt. Dakota Tubbs, Jeremiah, if you like that sort of thing, watch the movie CSA by Kevin Wilmot.
Okay.
Jeremiah, I've seen it. It was crazy. Okay, you guys, that's cool. Coop, I just can't see the Warriors not making this move. They don't have a true number 2 for Curry. What are they going to do? Just wait until Steph's career is done and waste it. They need to get this done. They have to get it done, in my opinion. I don't think they're out of the playoffs, but they're not a playoff contender if they just leave their roster as it is. I mean, Slow-Mo and Buddy Hield are nice little role players, but you don't have a number 2. Bailey Dietrich, how many of you guys watched the MLB draft? I paid attention to it. we got to talk about the home run derby because, you know, the dickhead millennials in the room. Oh, man, it was amazing. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Oh, man.
It was no McGuire, Sosa, roided up, 70 home runs around, but it'll do.
It was no Bryce Harper. It was no Ken Griffey Jr.
Josh Hamilton at Yankee Stadium.
The home run derby last night sucked. It was boring. It was terrible. There was nothing to hang on to. I wanted to see Gunnar Henderson, and I don't know why. I don't know why you have a batting practice pitcher who can't throw a belly button high fastball.
Yeah.
In a home run derby. Like that was paint drying. And ESPN can twerk that thing up on SportsCenter to, oh man, oh God, Bobby Witt Jr. on that last who the fuck cares? Who cares? Who cares? And I love baseball.
The final round was fun.
I am a passionate baseball fan. The final round was fun if your eyes are gouged out of your head and you have nothing else to do. If your alternative is smoke crack and go to bed, okay, the final round was fun, right? If your alternative was to stick your wanker in a sausage meat grinder, the final round was fun. If your alternative was, hey, let me drill some roofing nails through my D-bag, the final round was fun. Right? Hey, listen, if your alternative...
Macaque.
If your alternative was to watch the porn star make her speech at the RNC last night, the final round was fun. But if you like, I don't know, sex with your significant other, if you like working on your golf swing, maybe if you like being healthier and being active instead of sitting on your fat ass all night, watching guys who you're never going to watch in the regular season jack balls off the wall, which is what you were doing instead of watching the home run derby. The home run derby was for you. But for all of us other guys who actually have real testosterone,
Stay hard.
And we actually have lives, we weren't paying attention to but 3 minutes of that snore known as the home run derby. I feel like I let some things out there.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
That awkward guy, baseball is boring AF. Why are you surprised? Baseball is not boring. I love baseball. Go Cubs. I'm a huge Cubs fan. The All-Star game is meaningless. It's meaningless. Time to go pitching machine. Nah, you got to have a human throw.
Okay, here's the problem. You can't have time limit and pitch count. That's not going to work in a home run derby. There was way too much emphasis.
Oh, sorry, I dozed
You're
off.
just being an asshole about it, man.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I own that. Nobody cares. Why not put a pitch clock into the home run derby?
They did. What do you mean?
I know. That was the fucking point. That was the point. The point is, yeah. If you're in the home run derby, shouldn't you be able to hit home runs?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Who didn't hit home runs?
Any of them?
Come on.
Where was the 500-foot bomb? Where was out of the stadium?
I don't know. Not there because the baseball is not juiced anymore.
Well, Albert Pujols. What about Albert Pujols?
Yeah, we're not in the steroid era anymore.
Right. But my point is, all of this to say, I need Michael Jordan in the dunk contest for the home run derby.
I agree. It lacks star power. I agree. Baseball's clearly trying to push
Where's Aaron Judge?
Young guys.
Where's Bryce Harper?
Oh, I don't know. Pete Alonso. Welcome to the home run derby, dude. You did absolutely nothing last night. That's why it wasn't good. Pete Alonso did absolutely nothing.
Calford says, I like baseball in person, not so much on TV. The national anthem at the home run derby sounded like a dog howling. Here we go.
Yeah, we can't play it.
Jake says to me last, we can't play it, by the way.
Yeah.
I would love to. Jake says to me over text last night, man, Fergie, did you hear this Fergie national anthem? He legitimately thought the national anthem was so bad, he legitimately thought it was Fergie.
I said it was worse than Fergie.
Let's go to the text. Because I think you thought it. What did you think it was,
I didn't
Fergie?
think it was Fergie. No.
Okay. Hey, Fergie really screwed up the national anthem.
The text literally reads, bro, the home run derby anthem was Fergie bad.
When I first heard it, I thought it was Taylor Swift. It was so bad, I thought it was Taylor Swift. And then once they showed the girl singing, she was actually attractive and didn't look
Okay, let's not take
like
it that far.
an alien. So it couldn't have been Taylor Swift. So then immediately, because it's the MLB All-Star game, so they got a massive star to sing the Nobody's Ever Heard of You, gal. And now nobody ever will, because you can't fucking sing.
How do you have 4 Grammy nominations?
Never heard of you. Never gonna hear of you.
Jesus.
Right? Who are you? No.
After I got through the trauma of listening to you botch the national anthem at the Midsummer Classic, next question was, how does Major League Baseball not do better than this? Like, how do you not do better than this, dude? It's not even that difficult. Like, everyone's like, oh, the national anthem is so difficult. It's not that difficult, dude. It's not. Just
go check out Jake's Twitter feed. He tweeted about it. It's SLC Jake on Twitter. It's terrible. It is. That whole thing last night was they need to figure out the home run derby, and it's got to be star power. I am not watching your mom and your sister hit home. Well, actually, I probably
And by
would.
the way, can we stop doing it in indoor stadiums?
Live stream,
please.
that.
Can we stop doing it in indoor stadiums? Do it in
Where
a
was
stadium. It was in Arlington, Texas.
That's right.
Stop doing. And I know that's a new building. We got to promote the new building. I understand it, but the reason, to your point, that the home run derby lacked some gas last night is because I didn't get to see baseballs going out of the stadium
On the train tracks, on to Waveland.
Come on, dude.
Yeah,
over
I totally
the Green
agree.
Monster into the freaking parking lot, over into McCovey Cove. Like, you got to be smarter than this when you're talking about where to host All-Star Weekend.
Big Blue Horses. It was Roseanne Barr bad. Nothing is Roseanne Barr. Is she dead or alive? Auto-tune has left the chat. Seriously. Yeah. Yes, Eric, let's bring steroids back. Well, weed's legal. Same thing, right? It's not this. Do you ever find out that somebody you thought you knew smokes weed and then you're like, man, you're dead to me? Like, is it odd? Okay. Is it odd? Like, there's people in my life that I did not know were potheads that I found out the other day are potheads. And I'm like, really? Okay. Well,
Peace and love.
That's weird.
Peace and love.
That's weird.
Okay.
I don't kick people out for that. Breaking news: the team down south still sucks. Okay.
Man,
well,
thanks for your
coming.
contribution. Wow.
They beat your ass in NCAA football 25. It's when they try too hard to belt out the high notes that they ruin the anthem.
Yeah,
Absolutely
can I not just get someone who's got a real strong voice who does a traditional rendition of it? Like, just sing the song.
Play the guitar and sing the song.
It's not that difficult, dude. They'll shoot off the fireworks. You'll look good. The colors are right behind you. It's perfect.
Hour number 2 of the Monty Show is always presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Right here is their Venmo, friends. Right here. Advocates donations. We are giving away a $100 Amazon gift card with 50 minutes to go. Today is Amazon Prime Day. You may know day 1 of Amazon Prime Day. We're going to email you an Amazon gift card as soon as the show is over for $100. All you have to do is make a minimum donation of $20 to the Advocates on Venmo. And they're partnered with The Road Home, one of America's foremost homeless advocacy groups. And they're working with The Road Home for the 20th consecutive year to provide the underprivileged, the homeless kids in our communities, the basic necessities they need to go to school and succeed. Clothing, socks, underwear, school supplies, pencils, paper, erasers, notebooks, a backpack. And today, I think in these next 2 days with Amazon Prime Day, it's an ideal way to hook you guys up for finding that that donation in your wallet and in your heart. And I just, again, share the story that was shared with me yesterday, where these kids are getting backpacks for the first time in their lives. That just struck me so much. Like, I've got 3 backpacks of my own, and I feel like an asshole for it. Like, I have my Nomad backpack that I travel with, and I just take it for granted. I absolutely take my pens and paper for granted. And I say to myself, what's a 10-year-old homeless kid taking for granted? Well, apparently not their backpacks, because they're getting a backpack for the first time in their life. And they're getting emotional about it. It is an incredible gesture of kindness to give a kid a backpack. That's the kind of level of poverty we're talking about. Your $20 donation goes a hell of a long way, friends. Hook it up right now on Venmo. Advocates donations on Venmo. Minimum $20 donation. Take a screenshot of it on your Venmo. Send it to Jake on Instagram. SLC Jake on Instagram. And you're entered to win a $100 Amazon gift card today. Right now, I would have to say Calford with the $100 donation is leading.
Benji.
Although our guy James finally figured out how to use Venmo.
And, Glenn's got a nice little take there with Adela Della Torre. I mean, there is points for, creativity, and that is $50. I mean, that's a good donation right there.
I think Glenn's in second place. I think Glenn is in second place. I think that, I don't know. Am I being swayed too much by the hundo? The $100? Am I being swayed too much? No message, no memo.
Just clean cut hundo.
Just clean cut $100. Clean, thorough, methodical.
Yeah, it's... Yeah,
right? Calford is clean, thorough, and...
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
Right? $100.
The answer is yes.
Am I being swayed too much by the dollar figure?
Potentially. But we'll see.
I did another video for the contest.
Look, we're not taking video submissions, dude.
We can, but it's all about the cash for the kids, dude. Jeremy Severe, hello. Powerade over Gatorade. Are you insane? Right? Light blue Gatorade all
That's
day.
What I'm saying, dude.
We were having this argument earlier because you guys, we've talked about this on the show. I about once a day will drink a Gatorade. I tend to not drink enough water. I try to drink 60 ounces of water every day. I have this. I also have a canteen that I carry around. I tend to not drink enough water. So Mrs. Monty and I have gotten into buying Gatorade Zeros. It's what I drink when I play golf.
Mm-hmm.
So last night I was outside working on my golf swing. How did you do last night?
Great, man. Golf swing's looking good.
Working on your golf swing.
Yeah, it's looking good, dude.
I invested thousands in my backyard. It's ridiculous. So I have a golf workout area in my backyard. I have turf. I have a putting green. I have a hitting mat. But I didn't drink enough water last night. So I woke up this morning and came downstairs and drank this lemon lime zero, and it's horrendous. And I'll drink the rest of it.
The opposite.
I'll drink the rest of it so you can watch me throw up on TV. But
Because it's garbage.
lemon lime is not good. Grape is where it's at. But here's the problem. Mrs. Monty hates grape. I get it.
How do you make that work?
She's a Russian
like,
asset.
how is it that you chose to be with someone who doesn't like the flavor grape, especially
Because she likes another flavor.
grape zero?
Done. Zero. How do you miss?
How do you miss? I mean,
There's
it's right,
a camera
dude, it's
10
right
feet
there,
in
dude.
front of me.
What are you,
You know,
Rory?
Tanner, why do you guys buy lemon lime? It comes in a variety pack at Costco. Calford, I just have you donate the Amazon card to the kids.
Okay, Calford's out the running.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're not sending him a copy or anything because
No, he doesn't want to. Okay. Mrs. Monty's a Russian asset. Can confirm. Anybody that doesn't like grape
I just
flavored,
can't take you seriously.
like if you don't like grape jelly, if you don't like grape Gatorade, if you don't like, I don't know who you are.
Like, are you un-American if you don't like a PB&J with grape or strawberry jelly?
I think my wife gets by on being hot as hell and,
Excellent strategy, sir.
because she can't fucking cook to save her life. Let me tell you.
Okay, that's a lie.
That's a lie. She's actually. Can I just be a misogynist for 3 minutes, please?
Nope.
No, my wife does not like grape Gatorade.
Yeah.
Oak State James for $5. My project is how to prevent clergy sexual abuse.
Bro. I can't, dude. James. Hold up. First of all, clergy? We don't need to use that word. Can we not say clergy anymore? Can we just say, hey, sexual abuse? Because it doesn't really matter if it's clergy or Jesus himself. Like, come on.
Stay hard.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. What else has got for
I
us?
have 6 books on boundaries on my wish list that I'm going to read to help me with this.
Yeah, you need to read them books to know the boundaries in the comment section, bro.
You say things and then
You were doing so well.
you say these things and you're like, well,
Marty.
how am I not supposed to react to that?
I knew today would be shitty.
I'm a child. When you say clergy sexual abuse, oh man, I'm reading books on clergy sexual abuse. Dude, come on. James, be worse. I mean, come on. Giggity. That missed shot reminds me of all of your old missed trash can shots. Jake used to be fun. We don't have fun anymore. Exactly. Who are you? Nope. Not doing missed shot jokes on this show this week. Next week, maybe. This week, not too soon. Best Gatorade is Glacier Freeze.
Yeah.
We agree. Pedialyte over Powerade and Gatorade, and Gatorade over both.
Okay. All right. Okay.
My favorite Gatorade is orange, but grape is a close second. Okay, you're not going to kiss ass to get in on this. Tanner Plummer, can I just be a misogynist? Sure, if you want to get canceled. Well,
you're casual.
Nope, not doing the misogynist jokes during the RNC. Can't do it.
Dude. Anyway.
Keith Carl, it's just an inconvenience. Like, that's the guy that you pick to be your, it's an inconvenience. Body Armor is awesome. Powerade is decent. Gatorade's okay. Prime is ass.
Yeah.
Why does Deion Sanders have to be brought into every conversation?
Monty, that's not what he meant. He meant the drink, not Deion.
Adela has provided the program her weight in advocates, gold, and content. I would agree with that.
I get it.
And then 50 or 100. Exactly. James, I'm just telling you why I need that gift card.
I'm giving you a fucking answer. You don't always have to be negative.
Lie to me. It's too early in the morning for clergy sexual abuse books. Hey,
People
Marty.
will read your positive shit.
Yeah, hey, Marty, listen, I need some books about clergy sexual abuse. Does Oprah's book club have any of those?
Like, my skin is curling.
It's amazing. I'll check it out, Tanner. Okay. That's fine. Crypto Dolphin. Project 2025 is a threat to my people and okay. Not today. Today was that day where we weren't going to talk about JD Vance talking about how being sexually assaulted is inconvenient. We weren't going to talk about that today.
Yeah, we were not choosing violence today, man.
We weren't going to talk about how big the bandage is on Trump's ear. We weren't going to talk about it. But
well, and that's what caused him to take a nap during the RNC. I mean, obviously.
He did fall asleep last night. Boston Mapes grew to hate grape jelly. Wow.
It's so on brand.
Change to strawberry, but everything else grape is the best, like Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
Okay, see, I don't do soda, bro. Yeah, you gotta get it.
I don't drink soda at all.
Yeah, soda stuff, bro.
Anyway, make your donation to the Advocates. I do think our guy Calford is leading, although now he says he doesn't want the Amazon gift card. So I guess if he
yeah,
the pro rat, do we give it to clergy sexual abuse guy?
No, we can't do that, dude. No. You can't come in here with, you can't do that, James. You got to know the limits there, bud. I'm sorry. You got. Man's got to know his
Jake
limitations.
doesn't want to hear about what's going on in your life, sir.
Yeah, I can't do
Dilly
that.
dilly.
Yeah.
Jake just wants to hear about Buc-ee's and hot dogs at football stadiums.
Yeah, I appreciate.
Well,
the
Marty,
video.
I need $100. I'm doing research on architecture because Texas Tech is getting a new stadium.
That's right, T.
That's the kind of thing we need, James. That's the kind of thing we need. Hook it up, make a donation to the Advocates, minimum of $20. Now that Calford doesn't want the $100 Amazon gift card, I think it opens it up. If he truly does win, we'll match his $100 donation. Who's sending you? Is that James sending you books?
Yes, it is. Here, let's.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not sure. No, no, dude. I don't want to know what books you're reading. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm declining it. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
He sends me this picture, and in big bold letters, the Kindle book is titled "Boundary Setting."
Okay, why do you have to read it? Stop. Do we want to talk about the clergy this morning?
Stay hard.
Guy, I don't want to know what books on clergy.
Let me tell you what now.
Thank you, James. I just sent a pic of a book I'm reading. Thank you.
We know.
We don't need books on clergy sexual abuse.
I need a dick in me.
You don't. No, you don't.
No, hard pass, bro.
James, no need to read books. Just watch the Spotlight movie and you'll be good. I don't want to. Giggity, I imagine the books are picture books.
God.
What are we doing?
Well, not only are they picture books, Marty, they're pop-up picture books.
And you can color them, so make sure you stay in between the lines, James.
James must be a Penn State fan.
That's what they do. Yeah, no duh.
Wow. Keith Carl, stop. Exactly. Boston Mapes, can I get that in a pop-up version? Giggity. James, add this book to your list. Jeremy Severe, how did we get here? I have no... This is what James does to the show.
Don't blink.
Yeah. When James is in the comments section, all of this to say, let's your $20 donation probably gets you a win.
Is it possible that they could ride the D?
Stop. Grow up. Enough dick jokes on the show.
Stay hard.
Stop. Anyway, don't come into the comments section and make your boner jokes now.
This is your beloved.
No, it's not. Anyway,
my bad. Sorry.
God. Advocates donations on Venmo. Send your guy, Jake, a screenshot. Now, who's in the lead? Is it James and Adela Della Torre?
Okay, dude, I don't want pictures from everybody about what you want from Amazon Prime on Prime Day, okay? Like, Maury, you're the best, dude, but I don't need a picture of invisible math posters.
He's a school teacher.
I know, but, like, it's not up to us to, like...
He's pulling at your heart. But Maury wins everything on this show.
Dude, like...
You're not even excited for Prime Day, are you?
Okay,
no, because
Calford's back in.
Because you're moving. The problem is you're moving.
Oh, I am excited for Prime Day.
You are?
Buy something on Prime Day this year.
Dakota Tubbs, Amazon bestseller. Sandusky says hi. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Chill.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
What are we doing?
Like, come on, bro.
What are we doing?
And it sucks.
Sandusky says hi.
Hey, two holes.
It's Sandusky. Hello. Dead or alive? Is Jerry Sandusky dead or alive? I don't know the answer to the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Calford is back in.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. Advocates donations. Extra calimony for kids' backpacks, courtesy of UCLA. Memorial Stadium debt can't wait. Wow. Let's go,
okay,
Calford.
Now he's front running.
Now, well,
Calford's got to be in the lead now.
He does, but he doesn't want it.
Calfer, can you comment one more time and clarify the situation with the gift card?
He says he would donate it. Stop sending me links to your Amazons. I'm not kidding.
You're a stupid son of a bitch.
Like, I love you guys. I don't care what you want to buy on Amazon.
I want it.
Barry Oler. I hope I'm saying that right. Olher.
Hey, Barry.
Oh! Barry Oler sends me a DM on TikTok. That's a guy who follows the show. And he wants sidewalk chalk for his kids. I've got 5 kids. Chalk's expensive. Hook a brother up.
Got to hook up the kids, dude.
Okay, make a donation.
You got to donate, bro.
He doesn't have.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah, you better get Instagram. Brother. You got to get Instagram.
Yeah, you got to get Instagram. You got to have Venmo. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just saying that's how it works. All right, here we go. All right, go ahead.
Oak State James for $5 more. When I graduated from seminary 13 years ago, I made a goal to read 1 book a month. I've been doing that for 13 years. I believe in self-improvement.
Stay hard.
I'm not saying, I think that's amazing.
Self-improvement is great, dude. It just isn't great when you come into the comments section talking about clergy sexual abuse. Okay, like that's not going to work, dude.
I'm all for reading. I can't read, so it makes me feel better that a guy like James, who loves Buc-ee's, can read and does read. I think reading's amazing. Mrs. Monty reads all the time. And you know what I actually really enjoy? Mrs. Monty, like when we take road trips, she will read a book to me while we're driving, like to pass the time. Book. Like she's fantastic at that. Reading's great. One of the main reasons I bought a new iPad is so that when we take road trips, she can read books to us. I love it. I think it's great. Maury Alvarez. If James is going to try and pull on things, I had to try. Pull on things.
Dude,
Stay home.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
right
kidding
now?
me right now? Tanner Plummer. Good for you, James. Good for you.
Yeah.
Was that serious? Might want to pick a better genre book, he says. I'm serious. He wants it hard. What is wrong with you guys?
You fucking donkey.
God,
we had a nice show lined out. We were going to talk NBA, and then we were going to talk about all these jag bags at Copa, and then we were going to do some AI
and then
stuff.
Here comes James dragging penis into the comments section.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
What do we do?
Don't play intramurals, brother.
James, congrats on your monthly Playboy subscription. But most don't consider that real. Can you imagine? Now, my question, James, is, I think, aren't you a deacon or a pastor?
He's a pastor. So, setting boundaries.
What is in your browser history? Audiobooks are good on road trips. They are.
They are.
Giggity. James was a big Reading Rainbow fan. I think he was. Giggity says, hey, Mapes, there are tons of good articles on self-improvement in Penthouse. Okay. I'm a hospital chaplain. There you go. Appreciate that. Giggity also says, why talk about Jags at Copa when we have our very own Jags in the chat?
You're not even wrong, dude. You're not even wrong, bro.
Tanner Plummer.
Kick it, we'll flow.
Isn't James a priest? He's a pastor or a chaplain. A hospital chaplain.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
How does this fucking guy take over our show like every day,
bro?
Every day. If you're not taking the D at Oak State, you're reading about it in your books.
Oh.
See, but that's an Oak State bomb.
That's a D and a D and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we reset, please?
Yeah.
Please. Calford delayed the game over an hour. Calford, Copa freeloaders climbing the stadium walls at
we
Hard
need to
Rock.
talk about this, dude. We need to talk about this.
All right, so you guys may have seen this, and we have talked about this a lot. Make your donations, Advocates donations. You literally, here's. I will make the plea one more time. We've got 20 minutes until we announce the winner. Right now, Calford, who says he doesn't want to win, has to be leading. He's given $150, right? So that's amazing. $20 minimum. I know that's a lot of money for a lot of people, but that $20 goes a long way for homeless kids and school supplies. Today is day one of Amazon Prime Day. We're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. Swoop in and steal it. Your comments in the memo section on Venmo are just as important as a dollar amount. Mention Monty Show. Dude, anybody that mentions Monty Show, you're probably going to get pushed higher up the list.
Yeah.
Right? Make a donation. That money, wholly, 100% of it goes to the road home to give homeless kids the tools and supplies they need to go to school. And again, I just share with you, these kids are getting backpacks for the first time in their life. And they're crying about it. That's how much it means to them that they actually have a backpack to take to school. $20 minimum donation, dude. And if you don't have it, that's totally fine. I totally get it. And I appreciate you. If you have 5, great. The memo section better kick ass. Make a donation on Venmo. Send a screenshot of it to Jake, SLC Jake.
Yeah.
20 minutes from right now, we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card. This thing at Copa is disgusting to me. And here's the question that I have. Does anyone follow the rules anymore? You have what turned out to be a terrible soccer match. I'll be honest with you, it was boring as hell. Messi got hurt. Okay, great. It was delayed an hour and a half. And why was it delayed an hour and a half, you might ask? Why? To Russia people trying to get bored, so much so that they are being crushed and they are trying to pull kids out. And then they all just crush it. Most of these people you're looking at do not have and security at this point is very smart not to let them in. Because look at the people outside. Most of them do not have tickets. Right?
What is going on here? People are getting into the Copa America through the ventilation
They're
system.
They're crawling in through the ventilation system because they don't have tickets.
What is going on here? People are getting into the Copa America through the ventilation system. What is going on
it's
here?
It's crazy.
What the?
Oh my God!
Look at this escalator at Hard Rock.
Oh my gosh. Like, they
not only
realized.
did you break into the stadium, then you destroyed it. And it was so bad at Hard Rock that they delayed the game 90 minutes so that the police could come in and check tickets in every row. And they tried to do every seat. They did not get to it. They wanted to do every row and every seat in the lower bowl because there were so many people in the stadium that the aisles were full. There's a wide shot of the stadium. You can't tell where the aisles are in the lower bowl of the stadium because there's so many people. They estimate at one point there were 12,000 people in the stadium who did not have tickets. 12,000 people unticketed. They kicked out, they said, 7,000 people. So 5,000 people without tickets got into that game. Through the ventilation system, crawling over walls, throwing flags and towels on top of barbed wire fences. What the hell are we doing? Not only are you putting people's lives in danger, you destroyed a stadium. And again, when does this stuff stop? When do we start? Like, how are we not arresting those people? I don't know what the answer here is. This is disgusting to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to a point where you will not prepare for this level of
Who prepares for 12,000 tips in the stand to rush the stadium? Crawl over walls, crawl through penalties. If I just said to you, hey, we got to do the stadium, you'd be like, yeah, we're going to start with recreation.
I agree. But I also think there's not enough manpower. Here, you had to have more security there, more people, more personnel. Look, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, soccer in our country is not a big deal. Well, maybe it's not a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to a lot of people. And that final was absolutely, and again, to your point, the game was the game, whatever. The quality of the game sucked, fine, whatever. But the people wanted to see that game.
And then what happened in the stands? Fighting and lawlessness. Who knew that when you break into a stadium, you're going to be violent? Like, this is unacceptable. And now my biggest question is what happens with the World Cup? And the World Cup, what is 2026? How do you have any belief that this won't happen again at the World Cup?
So I think one of the points that people have been making is, you know how when you go to some sporting events, like there's stages to get in, meaning like you have to go through security and then you got to walk another, 50 yards or whatever, some distance to get to ticketing. And then you can get in. And a lot of people noted that basically that, I guess, didn't happen here. That basically you just walked up.
There was a cattle herding mechanism.
Yeah.
And basically what it does is it goes from a very wide entry into a very narrow entry. And that's all they had. And at the World Cup, my guess is it'll go back to 3 levels of security. And having been to English Premier League stadiums, that's what they have in England. You're going to have to plan for this. But again, when did we stop following rules and laws in this country?
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants the law applied to them. They want to apply the law to other people, but they don't want to apply the law to themselves. And I think it's part and parcel of where we are in this country right now, where, and it's not even our country, it's around the world. People don't want the law applied to them. They only want to apply the law to other people.
Mm-hmm. And
this is incredibly frustrating to me, to watch these kids being pulled out of those barricades. Thank God they were not hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Our world is in a place where people want to push the boundary and say, what are you going to do about it? And that's the problem.
Well, Roche's not wrong. Just another day in South America. We're just not used to it. We're not used to it. We're not. Calford, all these extra people crammed into one stadium plus the humidity, swamp ass. Dude, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Daniel Dixon, guess they learned from those coming over the U.S. border. I don't know that has anything to do with it. I don't know. Giggity, looks like a peaceful tour to me, right? Like, I'm excited. Next week, this coming weekend, I'll be in Boston at Fenway Park. Like, we're taking a tour of Fenway Park. Sunday, we're going to the Foo Fighters at Fenway Park. We'll be off on Monday, by the way. Sunday, we're going to see Foo Fighters at Fenway Park. Yeah, I got to find an escalator I can destroy, and maybe I can rip down some ventilation. What? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. Yeah. Mike Phillips, WTF did seminary have to do with that story? No idea. That's who James is. Keith Carl, this will probably be a walk in the park compared to FIFA 2026.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When it's FIFA and it's the World Cup, you're going to have way more.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Big Blue Horses, I think 9 cities are hosting the World Cup. Canada, U.S., and Mexico are hosting the World Cup. Hopefully there will be better security and safety guidelines than was in Miami over the weekend.
And I do feel like Miami is pretty loose with stuff like this. I feel like we hear quite a bit that Miami, like, there always seems to be something happening in that town.
You can't prepare for that level of lawlessness. They crawled in through a ventilation system.
Yeah.
They risked their lives crawling over huge walls. You can't prepare for that.
Yeah, I can't begin to understand a soccer match meaning that much to somebody.
Now, rushing the gate, they were not prepared to the level they should have been prepared at. And again, I think if you look at most match Super Bowl, having been to multiple Super Bowls, NCAA tournament finals 10 years ago, before you can get to the gate, you have to prove you have a ticket. There's a layer, like at the Lakers.
Yeah.
When we went to the Lakers last year, there's a layer of security. You have to say, the guy will say to you, hey, where's your ticket? Okay, go forward. And then what do? They don't just let everybody walk up. They wait. You have to wait to be told, okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. And if they rush, they have turnstiles that'll slow people down enough that they can lock doors. Like, you have to have layers of security.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't. These fans lack boundaries. This is a perfect example of what happens when people don't respect any boundaries. People get hurt all the time. It is in Colombia, apparently. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, San Diego State Glen. The moms screaming while looking for their missing kids is troubling. It's terrible. Terrible. Like, scary as hell.
Yeah.
JB Skis. Rules for thee, not for me. Exactly right. Mapes. We don't need our Hillsborough disaster on this side of the pond. Seriously. That is the Liverpool where fans died. Where, 99 fans, I think, died at Hillsborough because security was not in place and there was a terrible tragedy.
Yeah.
And then they blamed it on Liverpool fans. Ridiculous. I was at SeaWorld a couple of weeks ago and there was a bra that looked similar to that video. Wow, really? Brutal. Oak State James, my wife has been to Fenway for a game. I'm so jealous. I'm excited to go. K. Nurin, me first is the way people are being raised. I would agree with that. Take what you want, not what you earned or deserved. They're probably going to have an Army's presence at the World Cup. I don't know about that. We don't generally do that in this country. I'm curious. Hard Rock Stadium is not in a good part of town.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the locals?
Well, because I think the point is like where Hard Rock is, like, you're not it's not like as an example, like in LA, you've got a park and then you've got to walk some distance and then it's a different setup. Like I'm imagining your point is that because it's not in a good part of town, the people around it are not exactly great law abiding individuals.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They're not,
Yeah,
but
but
that
I
doesn't excuse the behavior of, and it was a lot of, I don't know. I'm not going to pin it on a country.
I think that the question about how much this game meant to people, though, is a really good one, because you wouldn't do something like this unless this game was just, unless the end goal of whatever you were trying to get, in this case, a soccer match, meant like just life and death to you. I mean, it's insane that people are that desperate to watch this game.
Yeah. Could you imagine American fans doing that at a men's national team game? No, I couldn't, because we don't give a rat's ass about soccer. I mean, you all know how much I love RSL, but I would never do something like that. Plus, there are not ventilation shafts and escalators for people to destroy at their stadium.
And that's why I think it's a Hard Rock learning lesson. Like the folks managing that building, you got to be better. Like you have to. Because they can obviously see how many tickets are sold. So if it's a sellout, then you got to know there's going to be more people than just that who are looking to get into the game. There's going to be people who want standing room.
There is a Keyshawn Booty update.
Oh, God.
The state of Louisiana has dropped the underage gambling and computer fraud charges against Keyshawn Booty, the Patriots wide receiver. His attorneys told ESPN. Ooh.
So is he done then?
I don't know. Developing story. Very interesting. Keyshawn Booty.
He should probably talk to Shohei.
Prolific. Calford is exactly right. Great point. I don't know what Calford said. Oh, yeah. Reminds me of one of those Walmart mobs on Black Friday. Yes, it does. Giggity. Those weren't Tyreek Hill's kids looking for their dad, were they? Wow.
See,
Tyreek Hill plays for the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium, and he's got, at minimum, Tyreek Hill has now put swimmers that turned into 12 different kids at a minimum.
Bro, you just said those weren't Tyreek's kids looking for him, bro.
Daddy?
Dude, like,
is that you?
Bro, that is...
Daddy?
Why do you look like a cheetah, Daddy?
I'm not your daddy.
San Diego State Glen. Adding to the stadium talk here, Old Busch Stadium was one of my favorites. Not a bad seat in the place. And you felt like you were right on the field. St. Louis is a disgusting town.
Yeah, be better.
Nobody likes St. Louis.
Be better.
Nobody likes St. Louis. Or excuse me, St. Louis.
Me?
Fucking assholes. Anyway.
Okay.
I hate St. Louis. I hate everything about St. Louis. I hate the Blues. I hate the Cardinals. I love the food there. Blueberry Hill's pretty good too. There's not. Okay. Let's see. 747. Do we give it away now?
Yeah, probably.
Are we going with Glenn or who are we going with? What do you?
I mean, I think Calford's won it, but because,
he doesn't want to win.
Yeah. So because of that, then yeah, I think the next guy is Glenn. Yeah, I do. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I like Glenn's submission. I do.
I'm on premise alone. James is not winning.
On premise alone.
I can't reward clergy sexual abuse comments.
I need a dick and me.
I mean that bro.
I don't get down like that.
Okay. James, you're gonna have to buy your porn somewhere else.
Wow, Dad. Wow.
Sorry, buddy. In spirit, Calford wins, but I guess we're going with Adela Della Torre and the pro rata she deserves.
Wow. Glenn got the pro rata he deserves.
San Diego State Glenn, make sure you send Jake your email address.
Let's settle this right now.
As soon as the show is over, Jake will send you an Amazon gift card for $12. No, I'm kidding. For $100 because you donated to the Advocates. And you guys, everybody who's donated, I really appreciate you. I mean, the idea that we are I simply told you what books were on my wish list.
Dude, don't act like you're all heartbroken, bro. You knew what you were doing.
James came in here this morning and chose Sandusky by telling us that he needs new books on Amazon because he's doing a project about clergy sexual abuse. And he thought he could say such mundane comments in our comment section on this show, and he would just walk away unscathed.
I mean, we would never make jokes about, intimate parts of the human body. We would never lower
We wouldn't
ourselves.
make jokes about human car washes at Northwestern. We wouldn't make, we wouldn't make jokes. No, I'm not lowering myself to your level. And James, if we were to give you a gift card, I'm not going to allow you to spend it on the oral history of Penn State football. I'm not going to allow you to do that. It's just, it wouldn't be right of me.
Here I am.
To give you an Amazon gift card so that you can go out and spend it on such lewd and lascivious, loquacious.
I'm not doing that.
I can't use big words, Mike Phillips. I can't believe Jake isn't sympathetic to clergy being sexually abused.
That's not the conversation we're having.
It's not. My goal is to make sure what happened at Penn State never happens again. Now we've turned Penn State into clergy. Okay. That, what is the overall total? I don't know. I'd have to go back and add it up. I am unaware of this total, but I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Yes, we've had 3,000 views on the show today, and we only have 46 likes. So make sure you hit the yes, and Cowboy. We need more likes. We always need more likes. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's end the show today talking about two things. AI. So here's an interesting thing. Mac Deasy. Now, you guys know that I've sworn off of fast food. I don't generally eat fast food. Mrs. Monty and I were coming back from golf on Sunday up at Canyons Golf, the official golf course of the Monty Show. And we were like, man, I'm hungry because we didn't get to eat breakfast. And what do you want to get for lunch? We wound up going home. And we stopped at Harmon's and got some bagels and made bagel sandwiches. Were amazing. They were flipping amazing. So the idea that McDonald's is using AI and humanless processes to deliver your food, it doesn't impact me at all because I simply don't eat fast food. But is AI a reason for you to go to McDonald's?
Well, it's not a reason to go, but the issues that I guess they were having were, and maybe this is on me. I guess I misunderstood how McDonald's was going to use the AI in the location. So I thought that they were going to use AI to make the food and run the robots, and they were going to save a lot of money just in pumping the food out, not the ordering side, right? Like so you still got someone running the drive-through in the window, but you were going to use AI and all the machines to pump out the orders and save money that way. No, that's not what McDonald's did. McDonald's thought it would be a good idea to use AI to take orders. So like you roll up to the drive-through speaker, you're submitting your order, and the issue people were having was that they would be trying to order like a McFlurry as an example, and it would throw like 100 McFlurries on their order, or like they would go to order one thing and it would just mess up the whole. It just didn't take your order properly. And it was so bad. It was operating so poorly that people stopped going to some of these locations, which is why they're removing the AI from the locations. And this has kind of been my feeling on this for a while. I understand that AI has uses, right? Like I get that, hey, like, we can have cars drive themselves. We we can do certain things. Like everyone got all hard over Chat GPT and that it can write a paper for you. And okay, cool, I get it.
I think Chat GPT is awesome.
But you cannot yet, and I'm sure we will be able to someday, but you can't yet put AI into a role that a human's doing and expect the AI to perform the way a human would.
And I also think it's important to note that AI is not automated Taco Bell delivery. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's just automating a process. A human makes your food, puts it on an elevator down to a drive-through, and you pick up the bag. That's not AI. What AI is, well, it's noon and it's super hot out. Let's put McFlurries first on the menu and in the app.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's 10 in the morning. Like one of the things McDonald's was working with, and by the way, McDonald's has canceled all AI technology right now. They've stopped using it. One of the things that McDonald's was doing was forcing in some of these test restaurants, they would force their staff to say, okay, I just dropped 20 sausage patties. And they would take that, plug it into AI, and AI would know, okay, here are the orders that have come in. Here's how many sausage patties we've cooked. Oh, we've got 10 extra sausage patties. Let's push the sausage sandwiches. Sausage McMuffin with egg, a McGriddle. And it failed miserably. Their food shrink, what's called shrink, their cost went way up. Their food waste went way up. And then when they were doing this, hey, what's the temperature outside? AI, sell more McFlurries. Their food cost went way up. So it just didn't work for them. But don't mistake it. You're not going to be dealing with humans in fast food, I don't think, for much longer. I think you are going to have humans make your order, pack your order, and you are going to pick it up from a faceless elevator shaft.
And that's fine. Like we've been doing that in the banking system for how long? Like we've been, we've been like having an automated process to spit the food out the window. I'm fine with. I like that's called a vending machine as far as I'm concerned.
I would agree with that.
Like we as humans have been doing that for ages. But this concept that we see across our world right now, and McDonald's is just a great example of this. But like the concept of, hey, we're going to try and use AI to replace jobs that humans do is just struggling.
I think you're looking at AI and insurance already. Hey, put this box in your car. We'll track it, how you drive. That's what I think. So that's my opinion.
Then on this, speaking of that, in Europe, they put out a bill 2 years ago that just came into effect on the 7th. That's going to limit how fast you can go based on in your car, how fast you can go based on the traffic signals and signs around you as you drive down the road. And the AI is going to know what those are, which I'm just not a fan of. And why I'm so against electric cars and the whole situation.
Yeah, I agree. Gotta go. At the tinkle.
Okay, sick.
Great job with the Advocates donations. Glenn, make sure you send Jake your email address. Be off next Monday. Be back tomorrow. I'm sure much more on SEC Media Day tomorrow. The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Appreciate their support. Appreciate you supporting them. Did you not do it yet? Jeremy Severe, by the way, $10 donation at the buzzer.
Appreciate you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Severe. Appreciate that, my guy. Hit him on Venmo. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.